Hey everybody, welcome back or welcome to another one of my videos. My name is Lauren Porter and you're watching Quarters with Porter. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the Atlanta Falcons 2025 draft class. And this year I'm going to also be talking about the free agency signings because y'all, they were good. The Atlanta Falcons just put on a draft master class. I can't even believe I'm saying that, y'all, but Terry and Raheem cooked. This year we got complete steals throughout the entire draft. The biggest problems that the Atlanta Falcons needed to address were addressed in this draft, and not just the draft, but also in undrafted free agency signings. Like, y'all, this was a crazy draft. I am so excited about this year's draft class. I have so many high hopes for all of these guys. Leave a comment down below on who your favorite pickup from this draft class was, and let's go ahead and get into it because we got some things to talk about. I can't even lie, I was so nervous and I had so much anxiety about what the Falcons were going to do in this draft because I know who I wanted them to get. I have a whole video on my TikTok. I actually predicted the first two picks, which is insane. I knew who I wanted the Falcons to get. But you know, every single year they pull off some nonsense and do not get the player that people expect them to get. So I was very nervous going into this draft, but y'all, they cooked. So let's start this video off strong with the number 15 overall pick. The Atlanta Falcons selected Jaylen Walker, edge from University of Georgia. Jaylen Walker is the Atlanta Falcons' very first UGA player to ever be selected in the first round, which is actually insane considering the fact that UGA is literally in our backyard and their players always perform in the league. It's crazy that this is our very first one taken in the first round. Jaylen Walker is a stud, y'all. He is a monster in the best way possible. When I saw that the Panthers did not select him, I just knew that was our guy. Let's go ahead and talk about who Jaylen Walker is. So it's actually crazy because Jaylen Walker was only a starter for 1 year at the University of Georgia. He has played all 3 seasons, but starting only 1 year. In those 3 years, he has had 89 tackles, 18 being for loss, and 12.5 sacks. He's really a hybrid of an edge rusher and a linebacker. One thing I have noticed about this Atlanta Falcons draft class is that a lot of the players that they selected are very versatile. 3 words for this draft are versatile, interceptions, and sacks. Jaylen Walker fills the sacks and the versatile of those 3 words. He was arguably one of the best edge rushers in this year's class, so it is very exciting that the Atlanta Falcons picked him up. He led Georgia's defense, which is very well known for their pass rushing abilities, in almost every pass rush stat line. He did all of this while having the 7th most pass rushing snaps on the team. So he led the team while having the 7th most pass rushing snaps. He always finds a way to get to that quarterback, and that is exactly what the Atlanta Falcons need on their pass rush. Last season with the Bulldogs, he had 60 tackles, 10.5 of those being for loss, and 6.5 sacks with 2 passes defended. He won the Butkus Award this year, which is awarded to the nation's top linebacker. The one downside to Jaylen Walker is that he is a little bit on the smaller size for an edge. He does have a smaller frame. He is only 6'1", but obviously his size does not keep him from getting to the quarterback. He gets to the quarterback every time. It's been proven throughout his college career. If you really want to see a great game from Jaylen Walker, watch his Texas game, y'all. That is when I wanted him to be an Atlanta Falcon ever since that game. So excited that the Atlanta Falcons draft a Bulldog. Even more excited that it is Jaylen Walker. I cannot believe he fell to 15 for the Falcons to be able to get him. Great pickup. I think he's going to be great on the field and also in the locker room. He had a 4.0 GPA. Like, the guy is just unreal. Amazing pickup. Welcome back to Atlanta, Jaylen Walker. The Atlanta Falcons shocked us all in the best way possible by trading back into the first round for the 26th overall pick. With that pick, they selected James Pierce Jr., another edge from Tennessee. Now, this right here was a steal. James Pierce Jr. is 6'5", 245 pounds, and he is one of the best edges in this year's draft class. Prior to this college football season, James Pierce Jr. was a projected top 5 draft pick, and the Falcons got him at 26. He has had 17.5 sacks over the last 2 seasons. In 2023, he led the SEC in sacks. This season, he had 13.5 tackles for loss, 7.5 sacks, 55 quarterback pressures. He also had a forced fumble as well as a fumble recovery. He is extremely athletic and he is also extremely fast. James Pierce ran a 4.4 at the combine. Let me repeat that. He ran a 4.4 at the combine as a 6'5", 250-pound edge. That is the exact speed and athleticism that you want in your edge, and the Atlanta Falcons got that in James Pierce. James Pierce looked a little bit angry at the NFL draft when the Atlanta Falcons did select him, and I don't think it's because the Falcons selected him. Some people are trying to start that narrative. I think it is because he dropped so low. Falling to the late first round is upsetting, especially if you were projected to go way earlier prior to the season. I hope that he uses all of that anger that he felt to prove everyone wrong and to have an amazing rookie season. I'm expecting great things from James Pierce and Jaylen Walker. I'm expecting instant impacts from both of the guys. I am going to be giving them grace because they are rookies at the end of the day, but I am expecting them to have instant impacts on this team. They will also be joining Leonard Floyd and Braylon Trice, so I'm excited to see what this pass rush is going to do. The way that after one draft this pass rush improved is so much is insane. Also, for people who think that the Falcons did too much and gave up too much for James Pierce Jr., because they did end up giving up their first round for next year, just think about the fact that the Atlanta Falcons needed to fix their pass rush this year. So getting 2 edges in the first round is basically just trading first round picks. We got 2 first rounders this year, so we just won't have a first rounder next year. Hopefully the Atlanta Falcons are going to be making a deep playoff run, or just a playoff run in general, to the point where they weren't even going to need that first rounder because it was going to be a late first rounder anyways. We don't need a quarterback. We don't need some super fly wide receiver or running back or anything to where we need a early first round draft pick, or really a first rounder at all. We're fixing that pass rush now. It was an aggressive move, but I like the move. If James Pierce Jr. comes out and has an amazing rookie season, absolutely nobody is going to care that the Falcons gave up their first for him next year. Did not have a second round draft pick. They gave that up for James Pierce Jr., but we did have a third rounder. With the 96th overall pick, the Atlanta Falcons selected Xavier Watts, a safety from Notre Dame. In 2023, Xavier Watts was the nation's top defender. He won the Nagurski Award, which is awarded to the nation's top defender. He is 6 foot, 204 pounds, so pretty standard for a safety. He is known for his instincts as well as his elite ball skills. One thing that Xavier Watts is going to get is an interception. He has had 13 interceptions in the last 2 seasons, and last year he led college football with 7 interceptions. He has a lot of versatility. Like I said, y'all, versatility is one big thing that the Atlanta Falcons were looking at with this draft class. He's been a single high safety. He's also played in the box. He's also played as a nickel. He was a 2-time team captain for Notre Dame, so y'all know the Atlanta Falcons love those high character guys. We see that a lot with Jaylen Walker, him having a 4.0, and now Xavier Watts being a 2-time team captain. The combination of Xavier Watts and Jesse Bates is going to be insane. Atlanta is going to be interception nation. These quarterbacks are going to be so confused, y'all. Love this pickup. I definitely think it was worth trading up for. Xavier Watts is a dog, and he was really a steal because he could have went way earlier than 96, but I'm glad the Atlanta Falcons were able to scoop him up. Now, in the 4th round, the Atlanta Falcons had the number 118th overall pick. They selected Bowman Jr, a corner from the University of Oklahoma. So 3 out of 5 of the Atlanta Falcons draft class is coming from the SEC. And if you know SEC defense, guys, you know that is a great thing. Bowman is 5'10", 192 pounds. In 2023, he led college football with 3 pick sixes. This season, he had 54 tackles, 2.5 of those tackles being for loss, which is extremely impressive as a corner. He also had 2 interceptions and 3 pass breakups. In his career, he has accumulated 11 interceptions. So y'all, like I said, the Falcons were focused on sacks and interceptions. In college, Billy Bowman was mainly used as a safety, but Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich said that he plans on using him as a nickel corner. That could be exciting to hear for some Falcons fans because, you know, D. Alford does tend to get on a lot of people's nerves. So this man can give him a run for his money. As for day 3 pickups, this was an amazing day 3 pickup for the Atlanta Falcons. Another steal, another guy that is going to add to this defense instantly. Now, the Falcons did not have a 5th round pick. They also did not have a 6th round pick. So the next pick is in the 7th round. With the 218th overall pick, the Atlanta Falcons selected Jack Nelson. He is an offensive tackle from University of Wisconsin. He is the only offensive player that the Atlanta Falcons drafted. He is 6'7", 314 pounds. So great size for an offensive tackle. He was a 4-year starter for Wisconsin and he is extremely durable. He has played in all 51 games of his career. That's super exciting to hear because, you know, the Atlanta Falcons O-line did struggle with injuries last season. He is going to be a developmental depth piece for the Atlanta Falcons, which is something that they definitely needed. They needed some younger guys on the O-line that they could develop. Those were all of the guys that the Atlanta Falcons drafted. I am super pleased with this year's draft class. I think all of these guys are going to be amazing for us. Just a little fun fact, the very first 3 guys that the Atlanta Falcons selected, James Pierce, Jaylen Walker, and Xavier Watts, they all participated in this year's college football playoff. Then, like I said, 3 out of 5 of these guys are from the SEC. So a very experienced draft class. They have playoff experience, they have experience in the SEC. All of those traits I feel like are going to make them even better as NFL players and for the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Falcons not only had a great draft, they also had some pretty notable undrafted free agent signings. The first one being Kobe Bryant. I actually literally have no idea how he fell out of the draft. He should have been drafted, and he should have been drafted as early as the 2nd round, and somehow he went undrafted. He was considered a top 150 player prior to the draft, so the fact that the Atlanta Falcons were able to get him as an undrafted free agent is just amazing. I cannot express it enough. Kobe Bryant is a corner from the University of Kansas. So that cornerback room is seeing a lot of new additions this offseason. In his 4 years in Kansas, he has accumulated 128 tackles and 13 interceptions. So once again, we're hearing that interceptions word. Last season, he proved to be one of the top defensive backs in this draft, one of the top defensive backs in this country in general. He is also extremely versatile. He's extremely athletic. He can lock you up while getting an interception at the same time. He is going to be an amazing addition to the cornerback room, an amazing cheap option, which makes me happy because the Falcons have no money. The Atlanta Falcons also picked up Nick Nash. He is a wide receiver from San Jose State, and I think he can definitely have a shot at competing for that wide receiver 3 position. He is 6'3". When I watch him play, I see a lot of similarities to Drake London. He led college football last season with 106 catches, 16 touchdowns, and 1,382 yards. Though wide receiver wasn't a #1 need for the Falcons, I am glad that they were able to get a receiver like Nick Nash. I think he can add a lot to the receiver room, and we do need more bigger receivers in that room. It cannot just be Drake London. It's crazy because he actually started his college football career as a quarterback, then he transitioned to the wide receiver position. After becoming wide receiver, he quickly became an All-American. So the guy is very talented at the receiver position, a very natural talent, might I add. He is going to need a little bit polishing, but I'm glad that he's joining a wide receiver room with a guy like Drake London, because I feel like he can learn a lot from him. The Atlanta Falcons also got Simeon Barrow Jr. He is a D lineman from Miami. He was a top undrafted D lineman. I'm so glad that we were able to pick him up, because that D line room could use some depth. He had 5.5 sacks with Miami last season. The Falcons signed 11 undrafted free agents. If y'all want me to do a full video on all of them, just let me know in the comments down below. But those were just some of the notable pickups. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I am so excited for the Atlanta Falcons season after this amazing draft. I am so glad that we gave Terry Fontenot more time to cook, because cooking is exactly what he did. The off season is still not over. It is just really getting started. I cannot wait to see how this off season is going to end up going. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see y'all in my next one. Keep rising up, y'all. I am so excited for this season. I cannot express it enough.